and welcome to the Common Dog Podcast. I am Laura Donnell, your host, and I am here with JB, my general manager, and Allison and her dog, Rangeley. Rangeley is 2.5, coming up on 3 here soon. And she is, well, why don't you introduce your dog?
Thanks so much. Yep, there she goes.
There she goes.
That's about
she's
as
like,
long.
that's all you need me for? Good.
Listen, that's all she's got. She's half Australian Shepherd, half Labrador, and she is a high energy dog that can't sit still.
Yes.
This is
Legit.
legit. Thank you. Legitimately.
Yes, she's a good girl. Oh, and there's nothing on
She has started laying down and sleeping more in daycare. I don't know if you've known that.
How long would you say she can do that for?
Like 15 minutes.
That's actually quite
huge.
That's a huge improvement.
Because she would never stop.
And you've had her since she was 8 weeks?
8 weeks old.
Gotcha. Where did you get Rangeley?
Yeah, so my husband did a lot of research because we were interested in the specific pairing of a Lab and Australian Shepherd. And so we found a really great breeder in Texas. And so we got her quite literally at 8 weeks old, and she came to us in amazing health.
So did you fly down? Did you drive?
She was flown to us.
She was flown to you.
Which is amazing here in Boston. And the handoff was perfect. And right away, we knew that we had purchased what we asked for. She was high energy from the get-go, even at 8 pounds, 8 weeks. She must
have been so cute.
She was a
just a little black fluff.
But if you like a fluff ball that wakes you up at 4:30 a.m. every morning to play, there's that.
She's pushing a toy into my lap.
Yes.
So today with our guest, who is one of our clients, and her dog Rangeley, who is also one of our clients, we are talking about how to find the right fit, the right fit for your dog. Meaning, where are you taking your dog? Whether you're looking for daycare or you're looking for boarding for the occasional time away, or you're looking for grooming or training. I think Rangeley's done everything with us.
I think literally everything.
Yeah.
Here.
So and were you her primary trainer here, or was it?
Yeah.
I think for a long time.
Yeah.
And you guys did the classes with her?
We did. So we actually, we didn't start with you guys, but we started actually at a rather large corporation type daycare setting.
Yeah.
And she wasn't a great fit there. And that's, I think, part of this topic, right, is that we realized pretty straight away, even though our past angel dog, Oakley, who unfortunately passed of terminal cancer, did well there. I mean, obviously perfect there. She was there for years.
Yeah.
And so part of the problem there is that it was a bit smaller, well, actually much smaller than your facility.
Smaller. Yeah.
And so she was having reactivity problems with puppies coming and going. She didn't want them to leave.
Oh.
So she was stressing herself out, and of course all the dogs in the small yard.
Right.
So we came over to you guys, first of all, really just for the size of your facility. We heard it was a warehouse, and we were like, that's amazing for someone who literally cannot sit still.
Right. She can't clearly sit
still.
So.
And I also want to remind you guys, this wasn't a soft landing either. So she had issues here too. I think you called me one day. And you guys were so polite, and I was trying to get at kind of like the core of what was going on. So I was like, again, so polite, so loving.
Just tell me what's going on.
So JB said, she's taking shots at other dogs like a hockey player.
That is so you. Oh my God.
Cool.
She's like, everyone was meandering and doing their own thing, and Ray's just like, I want to be in on that.
Yes.
And she would just come across the room and just go in, and I'm like, what are you doing?
You've seen her in Structured, and I'm sure in the Play and Learn, where she'll we will reprimand her, she'll walk away, decide to be a demon, and then we'll come out whatever
to be a demon.
You've seen it happen just to cause a ruckus. She's
just like, I'm bored, I'm gonna mess things up.
I want to see what happens.
Yes.
Yeah.
Kind of like her mom.
So you were at another daycare, and they extremely professionally and kind, and obviously with the best intentions for the dog, suggested that you come over to the Common Dog, because we're such a different facility from what they could provide.
Absolutely.
That's really nice. That's great. And we do that as well. When we have a dog that's struggling here, we might recommend predominantly an outdoor place or
small
a much
facility.
smaller place, or perhaps
walker.
a dog walker. Maybe your dog is just sort of aged out and they're just not enjoying themselves here anymore. They're just not getting everything they could get out of here. Although our structured daycare program we started about a year and a half ago has really helped.
Oh my
with
goodness.
that.
And I think you two especially have seen the structured daycare for her, particularly given that unstructured time is quite a challenge for her. And I say that as a huge understatement.
Well, that's the breed too. I mean, she's supposed to be working. Oh,
Sorry.
I think it was your watch.
No, it was her. It was the toy she crashed in.
Hi.
Because clearly, she can't stay still.
Oh, this is all day. I'm just delighted someone else is doing it for a change.
I know, it's a workout, right?
You legit have to fight with her.
Yeah, she doesn't want you to like give in. She's like, no, we're not done yet.
Yeah.
We're not done yet, are we? Good girl. All right. So yes, she started with us at what age did she come?
6 months, I think.
At 6 months.
Around, yeah.
Okay. So, and when she started to have the experience of, hey, I want to meddle in all the affairs of what's going on here and just see what happens. Was she more like around 9 months or 8 months? Like, did she settle in here a little bit and then pretty quick?
Yeah, I think it was pretty much almost immediate. It's just who she was originally.
Yes.
Gotcha.
From the get-go.
So we called you and we said, hey, we didn't say this isn't the right fit.
Correct.
What did we say?
We need to work with her.
We say that a lot with dogs. Absolutely. That we really see, hey, this could really be a great fit for them if we're enabled to work with them a little bit, show them the ropes of what it means to be here and be at the Common Dog and interact with the people that are here and interact with the other dogs. And it's really kind of what our whole daycare has transitioned to. Mm-hmm. Enrichment is this, big hot button, this great big buzzword that everybody's using. Oh, our daycare is enrichment, because we blow bubbles. Well, we blow bubbles, right? And we do gait work and we do puppy push-ups and we do those things. But your background and my background is dog training. Yeah. I've been training for 30 years. Showing my age here, besides the gray. We've been training together for 12 years. So
we would go into the yard.
And just randomly start training dogs because that's what we do. That's what we,
it would
that's
always
what we
be
live
that
for.
We're struggling with this dog, and we would go in and we would work with the dog for like 15 minutes with the person or whatever, and the dog would then start behaving, and then
in a way that's conducive for doggy daycare, for group, for being around other dogs,
or whatever the case is. And what we then decided was like everyone needs to be in that same mindset, and we need to give them the tools to do so. So we started
really training the staff to think more like trainers.
Allie and JDL still work with the staff in the yard.
So Allie and JDL run our structured daycare program. They are junior trainers, advancing quite quickly. They're doing an amazing job. I'm like, I don't know how they train all those dogs.
She's like, should I get you?
Like,
I don't know. She almost laid down. Never mind.
They're doing such an amazing job. If you've seen the podcast, we actually did a podcast with them.
Yeah. And neither of them watched it. They watched it and they would skip their own parts.
They didn't watch it, but hopefully you did. Yeah. And if you didn't, you can go back and look at them.
How great they are.
Yeah, comments. It would make them feel so great. But they are doing an amazing job with our structured daycare program. And structured daycare, different from our regular enrichment daycare, is it's exactly what it sounds like. It's far more structured. So you may have a puppy that comes to us and does not do well in group. And I want to take the point to make that just because your dog can't do daycare doesn't make your dog a bad dog. And that's why I wanted to point out behavior, meaning that's just not conducive for a daycare setting. I have 2 dogs. I have a Belgian Malinois and I have a little boxer. And neither one can go in my daycare in the enrichment program because my Mal is a Mal and she's insane, and she wants to chase whatever runs and get it in not
she
a
gives
happy
me
way.
mal energy sometimes.
She does a little bit.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
A lot of the time.
And then my boxer's a bully, right? I mean, she's a bully. I mean, she goes and picks a fight with the biggest dog in the yard. She's crazy, but that's they're bully breed, right?
Yeah.
Most people don't know that boxers are a bully breed.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So neither one of my dogs behave in a manner that's conducive for doggy daycare.
Right.
But they're both very, very well trained.
Yep.
Well, maybe not a boxer so much, but they're good dogs. It doesn't make them bad dogs. Just because your dog can't do regular daycare with 30, 50, however many other dogs,
And
doesn't make them a bad dog.
And that's a big thing too. If you take your dog to daycare and they aren't being honest with you, that's a huge red flag.
Your dog is fine, and they get pushed in a closet or a room or a crate.
And then you have a dog, or they are putting them in
Don't
group.
tell motel.
Yeah. Or they have, they are putting a dog in group that is creating problems, and then you have fights with dogs that don't create problems.
Right.
So being honest here is one of our biggest.
Yeah, we're very transparent.
I'm not.
That's why we have 24-hour cameras. I mean, we have cameras throughout the facility for our clients to view. And they're on all the time. There is no, you can watch between this window and in this window. No.
And I think there's something too for the longevity once you find that fit, right? We are very lucky in that we live close by and we see you guys all the time, right? So she has a sense of home, and I trust you both so much that I assume the discipline here will be much better and harder than what I provide at home even. So I'm taking cues from you.
Yeah.
Both
it depends on if Anne's in the yard.
Honestly,
for Rangeley
June and Anne.
Honestly, Rangeley listens to you actually, I think, better than she listens to most people.
Wow.
Well, that's kudos to you for all the work you've put into her
And
training.
that's unusual, right? Usually it's
that,
the other way around.
You've seen me with it.
I know.
I've taken on. And I appreciate also the comment, just to get back to the transparency, that Sabrina said to me just the other day. We were talking about doing the podcast. She was like, Rangeley's perfect for that. She is not a first-time dog owner's dog.
No.
And it's such a kind way to say it. And it's factual. She is not at all. Again, we have the full resources. I don't have kids, right? I have the time, I have the passion, and I love her to pieces.
Right.
But given, I think if we didn't have you or someone as committed, I would hate to think the kind of chaos that she would create just because she's not a bad dog.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just her personality, her lovely, amazing, chaotic
All I have to do
personality.
is bring in my Mal into a room, and every dog there is going to respond in a negative way to my dog because she brings out the worst in every dog. Like, you could have the chillest, calmest dog on the planet. And Sam's dog, Olive.
Oh yeah, she's
super chill.
Super chill, doesn't it?
Olive is like, I don't like you. So she brings out the worst in every dog. So dogs are individuals, just like every other carbon-based life form, right? We're all different.
Absolutely.
And so you to have a cookie cutter approach and say, well, they have to fit in this mold. Maybe, in order to find success, they have to fit into that mold at certain places. But we try really hard to take all kinds of different dogs with all kinds of different personalities.
Thank you. I love that.
So
I think we did the
got the
training
toy.
class with her, and I think it was the first class or the second class that we did, and I was like, dude, she's actually really awesome. And then I was showing you all of her play stuff. I'm like, I know, because I wanted to point that out because at the time we were still kind of struggling with, and I'm like, I wanted you to know that we love your dog, right? Just because there are difficulties with at the time with her in group, that didn't mean that we didn't like your dog.
Thank you, JB. And that meant huge. So much. And I want to just give a shout out to you because one of the main training tips that you gave me from the very start was you, also it's not training the dog, it's training me, right, the human. And you mentioned right away, and you backed it up also, that I lacked the confidence, right? So she's a very confident to the nth degree. God, yeah. I have, so I had to be more confident. And so for a good example, she hates buses. Who doesn't, right? Loud, noisy, they're big, they drive by. And as a puppy, I would get down and coddle her. I would say, it's okay.
Right.
And you both taught me that I am now teaching her that bus is scary.
Right. Like,
And it's
hey,
okay
keep
to
doing
do
this.
Yeah.
Yes, I
We
am
want
reinforcing
reinforcing that behavior.
So you both trained me right from the start to be as best I can. It doesn't work all the time. Just more confident than my own somewhat Belgian Malinois girl, and it takes a lot.
It takes a lot. Whew. It does. I mean, the minute as humans, the minute we hear something cry or something that's struggling, or it just kills
your soul.
Yes. I'm like, oh, I just want to make it feel better.
Yes.
But by doing that, what's instinctful in us, we're ruining the dog. I mean, we are really taking away quality of life because we're telling them, hey, this is great. I want you to stay in this anxious state all the time.
Oh, you're done. Okay.
She's like, I don't know. I just want that weird green thing. But that's it. Like, and we have to retrain our own brains to realize, oh, yeah, that makes sense. The way I would handle a small person, right, a child, or even a friend that's really struggling, is not how you handle a dog that is struggling.
Totally.
It's the absolute opposite, actually. So, whether it's you're a redirect, like we're not going to focus on that, we're going to focus over here, or it reaches the point where it's a correction, like, no, I don't want you responding that way. Enough, leave it, relax, chill out. So my Mal is insane for our 8-pound cat that runs the entire house. And you would think that this cat had attacked Rhea, my dog, on a daily basis, and she doesn't. But Rhea pushes the envelope. But then when push comes to shove and the cat turns and is like, I'm tired of this, Rhea yelps and runs. My Mal yelps and runs from an 8-pound orange little fluff ball, right? So she's not even a big cat that you're like, oh yeah, she could probably take a chunk out of her. No, she's like this big. She's orange cotton. Yeah. So it's kind of funny, right?
Absolutely.
But yet, you put your hand in my truck and you're pulling back a stump, right? It's funny, like how different they are. But finding the right place, whatever your need is, whether it's daycare or the occasional boarding or consistent boarding or grooming and training or whatever that is, it's hard to find the right place. It was really, it just makes my heart so happy that someone really had your dog's best interests at heart.
Absolutely.
And said, hey, she's struggling here. Maybe try this place.
Absolutely.
So that's wonderful.
And again, just the transparency that you both brought. And again, that individual lesson about her and that confidence. And also not to be scared of her reactivity, and that it was never something that was not overcomable, right? You both
worked with it.
Exactly. And that was scary too, I think, on a social level, right? There's, I think, some stigma around perhaps a reactive dog, high energy dog, what to do. And I was
like, oh, that's a bad dog.
Yeah.
No.
And I have to say too, I was quite caught up in Reddit threads and Instagram and trying my best as a responsible owner to find I wanted to educate myself, right? Except
there's so much
and I also just got to a point of like, oh no, I'm the problem, right? Like it's a lot of
it's me. What is that song? I'm the problem.
And so finding again that partnership where we were able to, have honest conversations was just so helpful.
Well, and to your point, finding your inner voice and being confident, knowing that what you're doing is working. It's helping your dog as opposed to this constant struggle. It's like, oh, well, ignore the bad and don't give any energy to the behavior that you don't want. For us, it's just not real life. It's I'm sorry, but when you put your hand on the hot surface, you want it to burn your hand because otherwise you're going to lose your skin.
Right.
There needs to be some level of consequences for behavior that is going to end up getting the dog hurt or another dog hurt or a person hurt or she's going to get in big trouble. You're going to get sued. Like, and so many things that can just spiral.
And all of that went through my mind. Yeah, all the time, every walk, every dog park, right? Until we found, and now, I know we've talked a lot about Rangeley's challenges.
Put the toy away.
I also just want to take a moment to say she has come so far. She has come so far and made so much progress with y'all. And JB, I know you've pretty much been the primary one who's seen that beautiful art.
Yeah, and at this point now, it's JDL and Allie a lot of the time because they're the ones with her and structured, and they love her. They love getting to play with her.
Yeah.
Like, what I always wanted to ask? Where'd you come up with the name?
Thank you so much for asking. My husband did. They're the lakes in Maine. So nice. Yeah.
Okay.
I call her Ranger Danger.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. That will also.
We have a lot of nicknames. Not all of them can be said on camera, but
Spicy Banana is our favorite one. She's a spicy banana.
Did you just notice the
table
table there?
like, what is that?
She's like, oh my gosh, it's only been there for 20 minutes.
But you knew what you were getting, kind of when.
Well,
you
they
were getting
asked
that
for
breed.
it. They literally asked for it.
We did.
It's funny. She is insane.
Oh, no, you don't want to come
she's playing. She is so into it, and she's so on when she's on. It's so fun to watch her.
And that's the joy that you brought when you mentioned that. You mentioned her focus, and you were like, no, I'm telling you, I can train. You give me a week, right? And I will train this dog to the nth degree. And you were so lit up about it. And that, again, was just
she's
such
cool. Like, she's a dog that we nerd over. You know what I mean? Like, dogs that you see, like, their genetic composition, like, really taking effect, where you're like, this is what a dog is supposed to do and how they're supposed to act with this stuff. We love drivey dogs.
Well, as trainers, we love drivey dogs. You know, vanilla wall plates are kind of boring to train.
Yeah, but they're challenging.
Fair.
So they're fun to work with in a different way because it challenges you mentally, you know. So
yeah.
But yeah, she's funny.
What would you say her biggest kind of failure and success has been that you've both seen that you're?
I would say her learning how to literally, without the food, to sit and chill and decide that, okay, I've been told a few times that I just need to relax, and she's like, okay, I'll lay down, I'll relax, I will chill out.
It takes her a bit. It takes her
but
a
it's
bit.
hard.
It's
I mean, if you
definitely
just think about the breeds that we have, these two breeds going on, like they're literally, her genetic code says no. I'm supposed to be jumping off the backs of sheep and running around and chasing ducks, and you know, I'm supposed to do that until the sun goes down, and that's why she has the stamina that she has, because she's genetically geared for it.
Right.
But we don't live in that world. We're not, you know, sheep herders and running around the outback. She has, unfortunately, has some time that she's got to just chill out and relax. And I think as an A-type personality person, I understand exactly where she's coming from, because, you know, I seem like I've had 80 cups of coffee and I've had one. So I get it. You know, we're on that same wavelength. So sometimes people are just like, wow, that's a lot. And they're not talking about my dog. So I get it. We're like-minded, but I see that as a huge achievement on her part.
Oh, thank you so much.
One of the things that I think that she's been great for has been teaching my staff how to do play training.
Yeah,
really.
Because she's like the perfect example of it.
Really?
Yeah. Because she has a perfect out 98% of the time.
It doesn't mean anything it's not supposed to.
Right.
It's a reward.
Playing. Yeah. She's doing play. She's stopping. She's doing all the obedience that she's supposed to do throughout the whole thing.
That's amazing.
And it gives me the perfect example of this is what play training is supposed to look like.
Oh, wow.
And she'll even, she'll do the barking thing that she does every so often. And
the demand barking. But I want to keep playing.
Right. But I need to show them, like, no, we don't.
So what you did was you took the green rubber thing,
like
and you
toy.
put it away, and she didn't. Other dogs might go and bark incessantly where she put the toy, or continue to bounce off the walls because she wants that toy back, or cry and paw, and she's learned okay, this is done, so I'll move on.
Yeah. And part of that was us being in sync around the commands that you use here and the commands that you use at home.
Yep.
Right. So
it's also structure, like the structure that you provide for her, and consistency, right? What's not allowed on Tuesday is still not allowed on Thursday.
Correct.
Right? It's hard. It's hard to be that dog owner. It's hard to be consistent. And not every dog needs, such a hard line. But there's no hard lines in the sand for Rangeley. They're in concrete. Like, no, this is always the way it has to be.
Because otherwise, we might as well not have any lines at all, right? Like, she's intelligent, she's feisty, she's gorgeous.
She is gorgeous.
And you will push a line.
You're gorgeous.
Yes, you will. Yes, you will.
You do, girl.
So you've done daycare. You guys do structured. You've done classes. We've done privates.
And e-collar classes. The Sunday play and learn.
Right, the Sunday play and learn.
You've done all kinds of stuff.
The only thing you haven't done is board and train.
What about baths? We've done grooming.
Yes, she does grooming here. She's boarded here.
Yes.
She's done all the things.
And all the things.
So you are, I mean, one of the reasons I was so thrilled to do this podcast is because you are her second family. Again, you've seen her since 6 months old.
Yes.
Right? And so her journey is essentially a success story of this facility, starting with that, that lovely person who recommended you,
To your point, it's you just needed a little more confidence.
Thank you.
We could make her jump through hoops of fire. We could have her do everything, and then she could still be an absolute disaster and a mess at home. You need, it's true, because that's why we describe ourselves as relationship trainers, because it's about her relationship with the people she interacts with.
Totally.
Right? So you can have a dog that's perfectly trained and does really just is off leash. My Rhea, she's unbelievable. I can recall her even off the chickens. I have chickens at my house. I can recall her away from anything, right? Yeah. But she will not do what my husband says. She will not do what he says. I mean, sometimes she's, worse than others, and that's their relationship. Because why? Because he hasn't been consistent enough with her, so they know what they can get away with and with whom. It's no different than we were little kids and you went to grandma and grandpa's house and you knew you could get away with everything. And you could get candy and do all the stuff you're not allowed to do it.
It's a great analogy.
Dogs are no different.
Lana knows when we go to Nana Pop-Up's house, she's like, I can do whatever.
I can jump on the couch.
I can get up on the couch.
I can eat food out of your hand.
Nobody's gonna yell at me. Because I do. I'm like, you know what? It's your vacation. She's not a bad dog,
No.
So like her falling back on things, it's gonna take me a week to get her back on track. And I was like, whatever, do you think? I don't care.
But as a training facility, we work very hard to not ruin dogs.
Yeah.
Be like, oh, hi, and jump on me.
Totally.
And we, literally take the poor owner backwards because we've now undone all the things that the dog is supposed to not do.
Yeah.
So, there are a lot of places that I feel don't really understand how valuable that is. And even some owners was like, well, I just want my dog to get loved and cuddled. And like, well, that might be why, your dog is becoming so problematic, because there's no structure, there's no rules at home or where they go for daycare.
Yep.
And I also want to just mention that you both, there was no shame or stigma again around what Rangeley needed, which was not tricks. It was how to rest, leash step. So we still leash step her, which is we just take the leash and we wrap it around the coffee table, because that is quite literally the only way sometimes that she can get it through her brain at almost 3 years old, that's nap time.
Yeah, that's her dog.
Right.
Too.
And
my dog was on a leash last night. It was wrapped around my ankle while I sat there because she would not stop obsessing over the cat.
And you both taught me leash, and it has changed, right? But sometimes again, like that seems like such a regressive skill, but for her, it is always it's. I could teach her a trick.
It's
in
like
5
stretching.
minutes,
Oh God, yeah.
right? Like that's
like I said,
the
you can
issue.
actually get her to jump through a hoop of fire.
Absolutely.
Literally.
But again, it's that. I need a rest. I want to eat dinner, and I'm not playing ball, right? And I need a half hour at a time, and it's sometimes just getting that half hour at a time with her and using all the skills that I've learned. Some days are great, and it's 2 hours. Some days she's just in a pickle, and it's 5 minutes of rest.
Well, I have crates in my living room. I got those ones from Wayfair that actually look like furniture. They're pretty cool. Yeah.
Okay.
So
I have a side table for Lana because
it looks like a side table.
Yeah.
So our dogs live, and you're different. I know you're crazy, just like we are. Our dogs live with us. My dogs don't sleep in my bed with me. They sleep in their crates.
Same.
But my dogs are with me a lot, and I have children, but my dogs are my life. Like, I look at what I do, right? Look at where I am all the time. Maybe Rangeley.
Range danger.
No,
oh my God, she's afraid of the scent thing.
Oh my goodness.
Nope.
Leave it.
What is my Belgian Malinois scared of? A tin.
It's a tin for doing scent work. We actually put stuff in it for them to go find.
Range.
I don't think she's afraid. I think she's waiting for the reward for finding it.
Rangeley,
I think she's looking for the reward for finding it.
I found it.
You did.
Okay. She's like, I found it. This. We use them for scent work and structured. She found it and she was like,
where's my reward?
Where's my reward?
Where is it?
You nailed it.
I found it again.
Thank
Where's
you,
my food? So I mean, it's like for me doing work like that with whether it's my dog or clients' dogs or whatever, it's stretching, and stretching is really important. Really, really, really important. We start off every training session with a controlled loose leash walk. It is getting focus. It is reminding them about spatial pressure. It is reminding them, how to kind of get ready for what's coming. And what's coming is usually only 10 or 12 minutes. But sometimes, Rayo was here on Sunday and she worked for hours in structured daycare. Hours. She had
that's the reactivity right there that we're also still struggling with.
No.
And that's okay.
Yeah. No,
right?
yeah.
She's
that's
alerting
just where we're
you.
at.
Literally, that's kind of what
job.
she's supposed to do. She's
Yeah.
alerting us that something's okay, whatever.
Good job.
So when my dog does that for the 900th time, I'm like, yes, I see
Leave
that.
it.
I heard the truck drive by, I'd be like, good girl, watch me.
Yeah.
Leave it.
Yes.
And then I give some direction.
Yes.
Right? Because I want her to alert me when someone comes up my driveway. We sort of live in the boonies, and if somebody's coming up my driveway, they're not passing by me. It's like, you're coming up my driveway. That's where it ends. So
Right.
someone's coming to my house.
Yeah. We've been Rangeley. Come here. I've been trying to use the command stand down as like, thank you. I see you.
Right.
Stand down, soldier.
Right.
I'm good. I am all
Is it
protected.
working?
It's yes and no.
So,
I think
work in
that
progress.
It depends on the situation, probably.
She doesn't yell at the mailman anymore.
No,
That
There's
sound
nothing
is
there
fine.
anyway.
But we've had a lot of construction recently, so that's been good training in terms of this. Thankfully, the same two gentlemen have been in and out of the house, so it's a good training of like, nope, you've seen them before. Thank you.
Yeah.
Stand down.
So this is where I would not give her any more treats.
Stand down.
And then don't give her any food.
Thank you.
Tell her she's
All
good
done.
girl, be done.
All done. Thank you.
It's like, but
Good
did
job.
that woman tell you
All
not
done.
to give me food?
Excuse me.
You're
This is-
fine. I would grab the leash, put her on leash, and then do this step on.
Yep.
Yeah.
Did you notice how when she came back, she looked at the food?
Yeah.
She was like, okay, yay, I came back. I'm getting, so this is where I would take food out of the equation because
Okay.
it's not helping.
Okay.
She's literally setting you up.
Yeah,
Mm.
she's figured out what the cycle is. I go and I bark.
I go and I bark, I
Mom
come back, I
gives me
do a
food.
little bit, and I get some food.
She's really smart, Allie. She's really smart.
We're all screwed. Like, seriously,
That's
I'm amazed
the
dogs haven't taken the world over yet.
Are you serious, little one?
So-
Down. Down.
It's like, but where's the food? Yeah.
So,
So-
and this is what
little
we talked
psycho.
about of she can't settle in this situation. We have to make her settle. Like,
Yep.
It's just the
This is
thing that
it.
she has to learn.
Yes.
And
Yes.
it takes time, and she'll get better. It'll take a while. She'll get better
I
at
love it. You
It's
touch everything.
better.
There's
There's no such thing as perfection.
Yeah.
Correct. Correct.
I mean, Lana, that's the one thing that I messed up with her as a young trainer when I started off and I was still learning about training. I didn't teach her settle. So, like,
Oh,
there are
wow.
certain situations it's really hard for her to this day. Like, she can't settle down in. Like, I can't take her to Home Depot and stuff. She hates those places. But
Yeah.
at home, she's good.
Yeah. So I've always done the chill, settle, relax, sit between my legs, lay down. I mean, that's always been a huge part, well, as you know, of my training. Like they, put your dog in a downstay and make them hold that downstay while you stand and have a conversation with someone, right?
Yes.
It's vital for you to have a life while you own a dog,
Yes.
right? It's
Absolutely.
really, really important. So, I
Absolutely.
mean, that's why you've got a dog.
So,
All right.
One question I do have for you before we end up
Of course.
here, we know how you got here. What was is there one thing in particular, or is there a multitude of things that made you stay?
Oh,
I guess.
that is a great question. Absolutely. I think, it's a great funny moment about that conversation around she's taking, shots like a hockey
Like,
player
okay.
to other dogs. And I just love it. And also I knew that my dog was being watched in the most loving, that you were tracking that, just as thankfully that other lovely, right, Angel was tracking
Right.
her behavior and suggested you. It's that transparency and that knowledge that no matter what is going on, there is no perfect dog,
Knock it off.
but you both know exactly what to do and you love her for it and you're invested.
Oh, yeah.
Both of us,
Yeah.
right? All three of us. And also, that's rare to find.
Well,
It's
my whole
really
staff,
rare to find.
honestly, like
Absolutely.
everybody works with all
Absolutely.
the dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially the ones that we, are
Well done.
have hiccups that stumble a little bit. We want to see them succeed. right?
Yes.
We don't want them to go wait.
No, we don't.
We want them to stay here. So, all right. So wonderful. Thank you so much for coming. We have our tip of the day. What do we think our tip of the day should be? Probably about chilling. But
chilling.
Find a place that really supports your needs, that hears you, that listens to you. If the response is, oh, well, your dog is fine, and they won't let you see anything, they won't give you a tour. Transparency is really important.
Yes.
And if you're working with a trainer too, like you also there's a lot of ego in the dog training.
To find the right fit, you need to trust the trainer. You need to trust the facility where you're going.
Absolutely.
You need to trust those people. And if they're not showing you or telling you the whole story, or then don't go somewhere else. Find a different place.
Yes.
Right.
It'll transform you, your dog. It absolutely matters. Absolutely.
Yeah. So good. Well, thank you so much for today.
Thank you so much for
hang
having
with
us.
us.
Taking
And
such
you were
good
such a good
care
girl.
of my chaos monster, Spicy Banana. That's you.
Spicy Banana.
That's
There
you.
we go.
And there she goes. Okay, bye.
Thanks so much. We'll see you next week.
Bye.